It says we're going live. Well, Jay, it says we're live. Doing good over here in wine country. Oh, more than a handful of right-handers here. Very fun track to drive. I know a lot of oval guys tend to prefer Watkins Glen, something they're familiar with. Sonoma, not necessarily a new track to the circuit, but it's beautiful country to drive through and a very well-designed track. The guys who are good at road racing are really going to show up here tonight. Yeah, just cycling the cameras. So with Andy and Dustin both experiencing bad weather, me and Jay are manning the booth here. I am but the third string cameraman. So I apologize in advance for any mistakes. See Andrew Bisnet here rolling off of pit road, going to get some laps in. Ethan Thompson already looking fast. Paul Vosberg in the 21. I think he's put down some laps, maybe taking a little break right now. It's a lot of right-handers to work into the left side of the brain. Brad Hunt yet to hit the track. We see Ryan Walter, Ross Chastain making some laps out there in the Mission 22 car. Brian Boyd still in the pits. Alonzo King, or Junior King as we know him. Robert Cochran, Devon Zimmerman, and Ryan Shelton sitting, I believe, on the pole right now, just basking in his glory. Yeah, I mean, we've seen in these next gen cars, both in the real world and on the iRacing servers, the tire wear doesn't seem to be as dramatic, particularly at these road courses. I think it was can't think of his name, Orange Car last Sunday. He didn't pit when everyone else pitted, and he wound up finishing somewhere in near second or third place. I'm 2 for 2 on action. Yeah. Quite a hill to climb. You got to practice for having someone on the inside. Yeah. Yeah, looking very good out there. Currently sitting on the pole about a second and a half ahead of Devon Zimmerman in second place, who's also out turning some laps. Yeah. Yeah, and we expect oftentimes at road courses too, someone to be dominant. You don't really get, you don't stay, tenths or hundreds of seconds apart from each other. You kind of get, some gaps of a few seconds between you. But mistakes can be made. Ryan Shelton dominates at road courses, but if he makes a couple mistakes, there's going to be a few guys right there to pounce within a couple seconds. Yeah, I was gonna say, and the severity of that spin matters too. Like if you spin way out in the grass and touch a wall, you might even need to get a tow. And a tow at a road course can be devastating to a race turnout. They can't hear us. That is good. well, yeah, I bet I know which setting that is. Well, now that we got practice out of the way. All right, let me go. They can hear me, but not you. All right, let me go to this application and move all these silly cameras out of the way. More back end than you ever wanted, folks. So, settings, settings. Oh, we're not there yet. Somewhere in these settings, there's voice and audio, and my output for my audio needs to be here.
Okay.
Can we get a mic check on Jay now?
Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. Can anybody hear me? Hello, everybody. Can you hear me now?
Oh, that should have done it. Try it one more time, Jay.
All right, mic check. 1, 2, mic check. Can anybody hear me out there? This is Jay. For a little feedback out there in YouTube land, can somebody let us know if you can hear me?
Yep. We got a yep. Yep, there he is.
Yep. All right. Yep, loud and clear. We can hear you now. All right, so all that stuff I talked about, guess what? I just gave away a whole bunch of secrets and nobody could hear it. So there you go,
Forget
Tommy.
about
it. All right, thank you guys out there. Sharon, how are you? Jim, Terry, Dirty 30 Gaming, Kelly, everybody. So welcome everybody to Sonoma, California. Me and Tommy were just up here discussing some laps and how to get around this place and where you got to watch out. As you can see from the broadcast out there, if you watch, we took a lap with Ryan Shelton. Their guys getting hooked fourth, so you're not going to see them get into fifth. It's a short track that is stretched out to be a couple of short tracks that are designed to be a road course. So I'm glad to be out there and glad everybody can hear me now. So
It's a lot better with you than without you.
I'm telling you, there you go. We are going to little bit of extra practice tonight. So they're actually going to start at 8:40 with qualifying runs, and then it's a 50 lap race. So we're going 50 laps around here, and the tires are not that much of an issue. So it's only going to be fuel only for most of these guys. Some guys may take tires, but for the most part, it didn't seem like there was that much wear. And we were discussing about how the tires actually feel better as a race goes on. So it's going to be really squirrely a little bit early. They can't really push it, but you're going to start to see them really get racy, 5, 6 laps in, and beyond that for the rest of the run. So Ryan Shelton has been one of our road specialists out there, put down one heck of a lap so far in practice, a 15.66. Devon Zimmerman, Junior King, Ethan Thompson are all right there in the 17s. Andrew Business, that's not that far behind, and Andrew loves to run these road courses as well. And he's pulling down
Got
an
a little
18.
bit of action there.
Yeah, like he's just pushing a little bit too hard right there. Like I said, you get off that track and it's just going to do that to you. So you just got to be careful out there. Brian Boyd, who put on a lot of practice with the Ryan Walter and the Mission 22 team, Bradley Hunt. He's been working on some stuff. So there's Brian Boyd as he's got that Mission 22 machine sitting out there at a 119. So, I mean, you're talking, if you spin like we saw there with Andrew Bisnet, you tow it's going to be one heck of a tow back. So you're going to lose time there. So you definitely want to keep it off the grass, on the pavement tonight. That's going to be half the battle. And slower can be faster. And you can probably make up time. So it's going to be an interesting night. 9 guys on the field tonight, or 10 guys on the field tonight, sorry. And so we got 10 guys came out to Sonoma as we get lined up. As I mentioned earlier, first part of the broadcast, we are missing Dustin. Miss you up here, buddy. Hope you feel better. Hope everything starts getting better for you. Come back out and get back in the swing of things. We'd love to have you back out here. So we go out with you. I miss you up here, bud. Same thing with Andy Shaner. I know he's having a little bit of weather. He may be in a little bit later. So we may hear him a little bit later. Come in, jump in. If anybody else out there feels free to jump in and give us some advice, come on up to the booth. Just me and Tommy right now. Tommy's running the cameras. I got the mic, and we're going to try and call these guys around 12 turns tonight, mostly right-handers, as we see Ethan Thompson right there and Alonzo King. Like I said, right now you got Alonzo King is a 117, and Ethan is right there, right behind him, but on the field right now. There you go. So, yeah, it is easy to get around somebody at the right spot. A lot of dive bombs. So it's going to be an interesting start, I think, tonight. Tyler, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, good to see you out there. Oh, there's Jessica chiming in. Jessica, her husband out there. Captain Paul Vosberg coming in, joining us for the evening. And like I said, it's going to be one of those nights where it's going to be a lot of follow the leader for a little bit, but one mistake and you never know. It's like what happened at the Indy Road Course yesterday.
Oh, that was a mess, wasn't it?
Everybody was all over the place. And next thing you know, here comes our season champion just taking out Ty Dillon because he lost his brake. So that could be an issue here too. You never know what happens at a road course. This is kind of like a Pocono. You just, till that checkered flag falls, you can't count on anybody and you can't count anybody out of it.
Now, did they ever figure out what happened to Chase Elliott's car on Sunday? Did they make a press release about that?
I have not heard anything about Chase Elliott's car now.
Oh man, that was rough.
Yeah, everybody had a rough night. Well, Ross Chastain decided he was going to try and shortcut it, and according to the rule book, he had all right to do that. But according to NASCAR, they said no. So
Yeah,
I
I don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't know if in his mind he thought that was a shortcut. He was like, "Ah, I had to take the long way around. Wherever I come out, that's where I'll be."
I think that was more like he knew the second, you know, taking that green flag that there was going to be a whole bunch of mess, and you could just see it just wadding up going into turn one, and there was no room, and he was bounced around before, so.
Yeah,
Rather
that
than,
was.
I guess, being blamed again and having the whole field mad at him because he was in the middle of a mess and nobody else's fault. He figured he'd just go around it all. And there was another driver there, too, that went on the outside and took the long way around, too, on that restart. I'm not
Yeah,
sure who it was, but
tough
it
spot
was
to
just,
be in when they all accordion like that. We'll probably see a little bit of that the first couple turns here when they finally do get to going green. But luckily, I think these guys will be a little more patient with each other, and we shouldn't see any big fiascos like we did on Sunday.
nah, I think everybody's going to be pretty much tippy-toeing a little bit for the first couple of laps. We may see somebody get out of, a little bit out of hand going into turn one or two. These guys mainly have been just driving around themselves, but we put another car around them. At a start, you have to get down the single file, and and then that's going to be an issue, especially coming down here into that little corkscrew up into turn number two there, and then down this hill into turn three, and then up the hill down in the second in turn four, and that short street into turn number five. And if you hit that curb, man, you're going to jump. So we may see a few guys get around there and jump that curb. For the most part, from what I've seen, they've learned to do that. But Dirty 30 just chimed in and said it was Austin Dillon was the other one on that last restart. So
Mm.
thank you, Dirty 30, Cody, for chiming in with that and giving us that information. As we see, oh, there you go, Devon Zimmerman, off course. So, like I said, you never know what's going to happen out here tonight as these guys are pushing it. As we got roughly, there should be about 4 minutes left of practice here, 3.5 minutes left of practice. And I think we got a couple of sponsors to get to tonight. So, Tommy, you don't have the graphics tonight. So we'll start out with McConey's Setup Shop.
Yeah, we don't have the pop-up graphics, but I did get something set up. If you'll look to the bottom right-hand side of your screen, you'll see the McConey Setup Shop logo. Jeff McConey, a man who needs no introduction to TDR or the iRacing community. He provides setups, apparel, drivers coaching, everything over on their website, McConeySetupShop.com. Their setups, your victories.
And then up in the top right-hand corner, we have Back Charities.
Yep, back charities, a little something me and Andy started to help make the dollars make sense, provide a little bit of direction to the outpouring of the iRacing community that we were receiving. So we do some TDR track day stuff you guys have heard about. We've raised some money for some teddy bears for the children at the Illinois hospital. Cards for the troops. I think we sent over 600 cards to the troops last year. Looking forward to doing some more come this fall and this holiday season. Backcharities.com. Give back with back.
And then we don't have a graphic for them, but one of our mainstays here in the Vets and First Responders League every week, how can we forget Jeremy at B&B Wraps?
Yeah, facebook.com/b.b Racing Wraps. Jeremy has provided all 5 previous season trophies for this league and this season's as well, hopefully committing to more in the future. The trophies look great, just a little something for these heroes to hang on their wall to show that they were better than their brothers in arms. Check them out at facebook.com/b.b Racing Wraps. From coffee cups to semi-trucks, B&B Wraps can get it done.
Absolutely. And we cannot forget our man himself, Tyler Daniels and Tyler Daniels Racing League. We have 7 days a week. Basically, if you're looking for a car to drive, you're looking for any type of racing to do, at Thursday nights, we're coming up with, we're actually going into the spec series. So with the
With the Radicals.
Yes, we're going to do the Radicals starting on Thursday night. And another mainstay here that we have, who used to be one of the admins in this league and under race control. Jim Downham is heading up that league on Thursday night. And I believe it might be able taken care of by Bradley Hunt, maybe also taking over that season as well. But yeah, so we have Radicals on Thursday night. We're doing Xfinity on Wednesday nights, Tuesday nights, always the truck and Tuesday night, one of the most popular leagues that we have going on out there. Saturday mornings, come out for the Legends, come out and try and beat Tyler. He's on a roll. He's been doing quite well lately in those.
He's really good at those
And
legends.
yes, it is. And then Friday nights is we're heading actually in the middle of the Evolve series. So you come out. Right now we're doing late models, but normally it is under street stock. So we normally do either dirt or asphalt street stock series. But this season we're in the middle of going 5 short seasons and 5 champions and 1 Evolve champion. Right now we're right in the middle of our late model season. So that's Friday nights, and they basically all leagues except for the Saturday mornings start at 8 o'clock. So if you're interested, come on out to the Discord page, get signed up for any league, and we will get you pointed in the right direction and come out and join in on the action. If you are a vet first responder, you can always come out here and be shown and spotted and highlighted right here on Back Sports every Monday night. This is what we do. So come on out and join us here at Tyler Daniels Racing.
That was some great filler, Jay. Right up to the checkered flag in practice. Perfect timing.
So it's paid off. See? The
All
learn
that
from the
practice.
best, because you and Andy seem to be doing that quite a bit lately, going right to that checkered flag there.
It's
As
all
we're
about
coming up
timing,
on
right? That's comedy. As we
as we're coming up on our qualifying. So qualifying laps are seeing 115s, basically 117s. Ryan Shelton just seems to be class of the field tonight. Can he maintain it? We don't know. We shall see. As these guys start to roll out of here. Tommy, what are you looking forward to tonight? I know it's road track. People aren't used to it. We're mainly an oval league for most part, but what are you looking forward to tonight?
I want to see some good dogfights. I want to see nose to tail just running each other down in these corners, hard racing. Some of the stuff we're going to see early on, and some of the stuff we're going to see at the end. That's the kind of racing I like to see at these road courses.
Yeah, and I think it's going to come down to we've seen a lot of guys that are close together, so I don't think there's going to be too much of a mix-up in the field tonight as far as where they normally run. When we see these guys out here, seems to be about where they are out there on track. We got Ryan Shelton, Devon Zimmerman, Ethan Thompson. Alonzo King put down a pretty good lap earlier, kind of beat out Devon Zimmerman and Ethan Shelton to kind of rival that of Ryan Shelton. So I don't know. It's going to be one of those nights where you're just going to have to kind of stay tuned and see how the night plays out, because you never know. Like I said, last week, Pocono, that was some fun racing with a lot of the top guys, and now they're battling it out here at Sonoma.
You
But
see, Ethan Thompson trying to scrub some rubber off those tires for his second lap.
that's Ryan Shelton.
That's what I meant to say.
Ryan Shelton is in the Maconi setup. One of our Maconi setup drivers, as he's out there. Yes.
See a little extra bobbing and weaving there on the
heated.
straightaways. This will be his hot lap here.
Yep, as he's going to see that car. He just, man, talking about car control.
Check out this camera angle.
That,
Boom.
that man knows how to drive a car. I'll tell you what. Week in, week out. I mean, it's his. Jumps that curb a little bit. He's going to bring it down in the turn number 4 here over that little curb. He's going to take it all the way out almost to the wall, coming down in the turn number 5 on that short shoot. Get it down in the second gear, slam on that brake. You see that car just nosedive. And then up through the S's.
Yeah, very low RPM on exit there.
Old Porky chimes in. Hey, what's up, old Porky? What's up? Tyler, Legends cars are not my favorite, but me in the lead in the points, it's great. I choose these cars for the league. They are popular in the officials. So there you go. But doesn't matter if you like them or not, Tyler, as long as you're out there running. And like I said, you're quick, and got to come on out there and put on a show. So we see some posts. You're doing good, bud. Keep it up. Good to see you out here tonight and sporting these guys. So let's here come Ryan Shelton for his fast lap of puts down a 1:15.904.
That's pretty quick.
That is roughly about 2 seconds ahead of Devon Zimmerman, who put down a 117.8. But we have not seen Alonso yet. So Devon
They're
Zimmerman, but
they're not done practicing either. Getting a couple extra corners in here after they put in their qualifying laps. Alonso King.
Alonso pulls it in second there with a 117.748, just in nipping out Devon Zimmerman. So Alonso's going to be that's going to be one to keep an eye on tonight for
Yeah, very
sure.
quick.
He seems to be a road specialist. We don't really see him too much, but when he comes out here, he definitely can be a spoiler tonight for those top three.
Yeah, for certain. Not much faster than Devin Zimmerman's hot lap there in qualifying, but you put Ethan Thompson in a place he's not used to starting, ahead of two other names that are pretty good road racers, Andrew Bisnett and Ryan Walter.
Yeah, Andrew Bisnett, he's one of those drivers. He loves the road courses, and like he'll do the North or the I can't even say it, the Nürburgring,
The Nordschleife
Nordschleife, yeah,
Nürburgring.
Nordschleife. I'm not sure. I don't have enough phlegm in me to get all that out, but yeah, he loves doing those courses, and he also did a Miata League before this one. He just jumped that curb, as you can see that car just jumped to the outside. But no, he loves these things, and I give it time. Ooh, he just gets on there and try to take a little bit too much around there, and
A little
yep,
too
he
much
goes back to the
love.
pit. So that broadcaster's curse. So I guess we're just gonna have to watch Scenic tonight to watch these guys get on there. But no, it's gonna be fun. Here comes Robert Cochran, and my hats off to everybody out there who's even just trying it tonight. A lot of
Yeah,
guys get turned off by coming out, and it's a road course and stuff like that. My hats off to every single one of them. It just shows how tough they are, and the effort that they're willing to put in, as much practice as they put in this week, to try and give us a good show tonight. So yeah, Ryan King, or Ryan Shelton, Alonzo King, Devon Zimmerman, Ethan Thompson, Andrew Bisnett, Ryan Walter, Robert Cochran, Paul, Captain Vosberg, Brian Boyd, Bradley Hunt. We salute you and we thank you for coming out here. And, all you got to do is just show up. And as we have mentioned quite a bit, it's easy to give away points and harder to get them back. So showing up is half the battle,
that's the truth.
especially during these tough times where we're going to tracks that maybe people don't feel comfortable with. And if you show up, you never know. That's how a couple of our past season champions have just been here every week. They may not have had a great night, but they came out, they showed up, and they maintained points, and that's what counts.
Absolutely. Several names come to mind when you say that, and we might be looking at a new champion tonight. We've got, I think, three returning champions in the field, and two people that are fighting for it really, really hard this season.
Yeah, right now, Devon Zimmerman and Ethan Thompson are pretty much in a deadlock. They've been battling back and forth in between them for that top spot. Uh, but second and third, I mean, third and fourth are close too. And like I said, you just got to show up and come out here, put down some laps. You may not be the best, you may not be the fastest, but if you show up every race, you're going to get those ever valuable points. And the more points at the end of the season could make or break your season as far as top 5, top 10, breaking a top 5, or even winning a championship as we've seen in the past. So, got to get out here and do it. But as we see Brian Boyd come out here, and I know he has put in a ton of practice this week. Can't say enough about Brian Boyd since coming on board with TDR, Vets First Responders. He's taken to these guys, and they've taken to him so well. And he runs, and he's another one that can be a spoiler. I mean, I really wouldn't count him out.
Oh, no, not at
Um,
all.
the championship, even tonight, we got to speak a little bit with the guys down on pit road as they were warming up and doing a couple of practice laps around here, and everybody's pretty much knows what they got and how to get around. But Brian Boyd has definitely put in a lot of effort to make this vets and first responders and bring these guys together every week. He puts on tons of practices, gives a lot of his time, his effort, and his own money. And that's one of those guys that definitely cares, definitely has a TDR value. So as far as my vote for Rookie of the Year, his points show it, as well as his efforts out there that he does for TDR. definitely shows the values for these guys. Tommy?
Yes. Oh, my apologies, Jay. I accidentally was listening to the driver's meeting.
Well, I hope you got some good information for us.
Yeah, you guys got all kinds of fancy buttons up here on the camera side of the booth. Goodness gracious. I heard
Right as we
talking in
set
my ear. I'm like,
the
what is this? And then I heard that we couldn't berate anybody, and I was like, oh.
no, you can berate yourself. That's it. That's the only person you can berate out there.
No,
Other than that, no.
I went ahead and turned that input off. This is going to be a great race. I mean, there's how many laps was it again?
There's 50 laps tonight.
So that's a lot of laps to turn here, and it's going to be a lot of patience. Even though Ryan Shelton has shown that he's dominant, and I think the field agrees that he's probably the guy to beat tonight. A couple mistakes, and a tow could be so detrimental if the car's so severely injured that it can't make it back on its own power. I think Alonzo King looks really good. Devon Zimmerman looks really good. Biznet, Ethan Thompson. I mean, all the way back to fifth place, you have less than a second between second and fifth.
Right. We've got David May chiming in. Says, I made it this week. And welcome, David. He's Go Brian Go. So he's a Brian Boyd fan. So another one out there. Tyler and I believe Dirty 30 are talking back and forth. Tay chimes in. Hey, Tay, how are you? She's a big Ethan fan, or he's a big Ethan fan. We're not really sure. I think it's a he, Tay. So he's waiting to hear one of cheering on Ethan Thompson out there tonight. And other than that, our starting lineup is Ryan Shelton puts it on the pole. Alonzo King puts it in second spot.
As soon as we get a driver on the track.
Devon, yep.
There we go.
All right. So, yeah, Devon Zimmerman in third, Ethan Thompson fourth. So that's your row 2. Row 3 is Andrew Biznet, Brian Boyd. Row 4 is Ryan Walter, Robert Cochran. And rounding out the field tonight is Captain Paul Vosberg and Bradley Hunt. And that's the last of the... And there's the Mission 22 guys. And we see Paul Vosberg there and his firefighter, Smokey the Bear, on the hood. And, yep, everybody's trying to get them. Look, you got Ryan Walter there trying to warm up his tires before they even take the green, starting to get theirs first ones in. So, but there's McConey Combe looking, Zimmerman. He's been doing quite well. Had a great race last week.
There he is. I was looking for Ryan Shelton. He wasn't on the track yet.
All right, there's Ryan Shelton. Yeah, and the number 99, black, blue, and yellow machine. McConey Setup Shops. There's Alonzo King. There's Devon Zimmerman in our McConey Setup Shop. And Honeycomb Press Car. There's Ethan Thompson in Civil Air Patrol. Thompson Drone Works. I want to say Ethan Thompson Drone Works, but I guess it could be either way, huh?
It could be either way.
Nice There's your favorite right there, the camouflage with the lime green and pink Tyler Daniels car.
Stands out like a sore thumb.
But you can always find him on the track. You know where he's at, and that's all that counts.
That's the truth. We can actually take a look at that from the sky. Verified.
And you know exactly where he's at. Go ahead and tell me where. I'll tell you a driver, see if you can pick him out, and I guarantee you'll be able to pick out Biznet from a mile away. So that's the key. There's Brian Boyd in the Mission 22, the red machine. And I always get these two confused, but I got it right this time because somebody pointed out that their name is on the windshield, and that is Ryan Walter.
You'll see the 78 has a little extra writing on the side there.
A little bit, and he's in red. This one here, I got confused with Bradley Hunt a week ago. So, but no, it's Ryan Walter and the blue Mission 22 as the teammates start alongside each other tonight. There's a number 90 Navy car that's always been a staple here. Robert Cochran, so U.S. Navy, definitely showing it every week, and glad to see him out. And actually, Robert Cochran had a win this week in the IndyCar series, his first.
Oh, good for him.
I'm not sure if it was his first win, but So he's on a roll, so he's got that momentum going. Paul Vosberg, Captain Paul, Smokey the Bear on the hood. He's got I think it's the firefighters on the back of it, the Firefighters Association out of Lake Tahoe. Let's see if I can get that right this week. If not, I'm sure I'll be yelled at. But yes, Lake Tahoe, Wildland Firefighters Foundation. Talk about a tough job. He's got probably one of the toughest jobs around us. We got the pace car going in, and that's Bradley Hunt. Pace car goes down on the pit road as we wound him up for 50 laps. Green flag is in the air. Ryan Shelton's going to lead Lonzo King down in that first. It looks like these guys are just try and get sorted out, but you're going to see, yeah, Ryan Shelton's going to take that early lead, kind of lead this pack down, but the next fight would be between Ethan Thompson and Devon Zimmerman now, as Ethan Thompson's going to just pull right in front of Devon, going up around that turn 4 down that short chute as these guys are trying to follow in line here. And Ethan Thompson, Alonzo King he can stay right there. He can learn a lot. Oh, never mind. That was just normal going off track there back there. That was just trying. I got to get used to that number 4 going back there. It's not something I'm used to seeing. So.
I'm doing my best to click all the buttons, Jay.
Nope, you're good, bud. As we got Ryan Shelton now pulling out to that 2-second lead going down through the S's, coming up in turn number 10 here, heading down to that very, very tight carousel number 11, the hairpin. And Devon Zimmerman is going to try and just pull up on the inside there. He's going to get that inside on Ethan Thompson. Not quite get him, but that was about as good as move as you're going to make, as Ethan Thompson now pulls out to about 3 or 4 car length lead and growing just a little bit as they're heading back down in that turn number 1. Coming up the hill, slamming it down in the second gear up over that hill, coming down in the turn number 3.
There's the one I wanted.
Uphill, then we go downhill, and then back uphill. So there's 3 up to 4 through that tight little right-hander, down the short chute, downhill, hard on the brake, turn it in, don't hit that curb, take it out well past the rumble strips so you can get as much track as you can down that chute going down in the turn number 6.
This is where it was last time.
And this is pretty much what it's going to be all night. We're going to have different parts of the track where people are going to be catching each other and getting away from each other. And right now, Devon Zimmerman and Ethan Thompson, I mean, they're pretty much staying neck and neck. And they were close in practice speeds as well. So this shouldn't be any surprise. It's just a matter of keeping it on track. And here's going to try it as Devon Zimmerman really takes it out. As you see Ryan Shelton there. We got Alonzo just spun it coming through that little carousel there. So he's going to lose more time. That's going to allow Ethan Thompson and Devon Zimmerman to catch back up to him. But what a race we got so far. We got the 69 of Brad Hunt. All right, comes off track. Doesn't look like there's too much damage, so he should be okay to continue. And that's going to be key, trying to keep it off that inside tire barriers and make sure that all the fenders stay on it. If you spin, it's going to be a little bit before you get back, so you're going to lose a ton of time. As Bradley Hunt there, we saw get off, and now he's almost 40 seconds off the pace, but just unfortunate one of those things. As we see now, Ethan Thompson, Devon Zimmerman, and now there's Andrew Bisnett is starting to catch up. These two are, and Boyd. So Boyd and Bisnett. Boyd's moving up. He started behind Andrew Bisnett. Bisnett must have got loose spun tires or something, because there's Boyd down up in the 5th spot. So that's a good little battle going on, and you can see it's basically 2 and 2 fighting for it. As we see Ethan Thompson over Devon Zimmerman there, and there's Ryan Shelton. He's starting to really pull away with this. I'm sure he could lap the pace car if he wanted to right now. So as we come down into turn number 12, down under the start-finish line for lap 4.
Yeah,
there's
right.
A good shot of
Devon Zimmerman is just in the fight here.
Yeah, Devon's not letting Ethan go. And don't forget, I mean, you can gain a lot of points or you can lose a lot of points. And how much do you really want to push to get that extra point? Or hang with the guy that you're racing points with? And these two have been like deadlocked. So one position matters all the way.
Yeah, it looks like Brian Boyd separated from Bisnett slightly in catching those two guys, Ethan Thompson and Devon Zimmerman there.
Yeah, Brian, he just locked up them brakes coming through the little turn there, but now they're going down through the S's there. And yeah, Brian Boyd is definitely on a roll. As we're moving up towards Ethan Thompson. Devon Zimmerman here just, he's in his footsteps there. He's not letting him get away. Ethan bobbles just a little bit. Devon just trying to get as much as he can and try and outbreak him going into this tight carousel. So it's kind of like, who's got, gets dead at the inside, but I don't, well, they're side by side. They're going to be side by side coming down. Just that back quarter panel at the line, it's going to be Ethan Thompson, but Devon Zimmerman is just right there putting the pressure on Ethan. So any little mistake in that position, it can flip-flop at any time.
I am having way too much fun with these cameras up here.
Where you go with that as they go up the hill. Yeah, Devon Zimmerman is just keeping that pressure on Ethan.
Yeah, I haven't really seen Ethan Thompson make any mistakes. Devon Zimmerman seems to be kind of fighting for all the car has, and I wonder which one of them is burning up their equipment more.
You know, to be honest with you, it doesn't look like Ethan is swaying his line. He's just like kind of running his line and forcing Devon to make a move on him. So he's kind of making Devon, if anybody, use more of his equipment than Ethan. Ethan just seems to be taking that line, taking it smooth. He may be mirror driving a little bit, but for the most part, you have to keep your eye on those apexes and listen to your spotter. But yeah, Devon's definitely keeping the pressure on. But Ethan really hasn't moved too much from his line since we started. As he gets just
there we go, a little slip
coming there. Yeah, just that little slip, and that's going to give the position now to Devon Zimmerman as they head back down into turn number 1 up that hill into turn number 2. And there's Ethan not letting him get away. Ethan's going to try and put it down on the inside. But if he can maintain his line, he was able to keep Devon Zimmerman behind him. Is that going to be the right line, though, to get out there? So
I'll see Devon gaining slightly here, kind of running away from Ethan a little bit. You wonder if maybe Ethan might have been holding Devon up a little bit.
It could be. Either that or Ethan might have overheated his tires, so he's got to let him cool down a little bit, but just by getting a little bit sideways there. As we see right there, Andrew Bisnet is now chasing down Ethan Thompson. So Brian Boyd must have had a slip up, and he must have gotten back, fell back a little bit, because now you got Andrew Bisnet on the back door there of Devon Zimmerman. And Ethan, oh, yeah, there it is. Chad Raw, oh, it's Ryan Walters spinning. So, yeah, there you go. So now Andrew Bisnet, who also loves these road courses, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, is now running up there in 5th position. Let's see that battle going down. All right, Tommy, I think we got a little bit of time. Let's run through the field, see how these guys are running. Let's start with Ryan Shelton. He's pretty much got a minute 15.8 on the field. He's pretty much running by himself in his own zip code out there. Getting around here in that McConey setup shop, number 99. Just as smooth as can be. And there's a number 80 of Alonzo King as he's coming around and looking good out there. They're maintaining their position. There's a battle we've been watching from the very beginning in between Devon Zimmerman in that 93 McConey comb and Ethan Thompson. He's looking good out there in number 9. And right behind him, Andrew Bisnet, who moved up now to 5th position. He had a battle with Boyd, but something must have happened there because Boyd really fell back off pace. As there's Brian Boyd in the McConey Setup Shop Mission 22 car. Just trying to maintain and get around here. And Captain Paul Vosberg out there, number 21 machine. Good to see Captain out here. Running with these guys whenever he can. So, absolutely. And then there's 77 of Ryan Walter. We know him as Ross Chastain because that little incident that he had with Ethan Thompson during the first race at Daytona kind of got back into the back of him. And it was an all accident thing.
That story wrote itself.
Yeah, that story definitely wrote itself. And there is, of course, a mainstay who's been with us for many, many seasons is Robert Cochran out there in the Naval machine. And that car never changes. And I'll tell you what, if you're always looking for somebody to be out here, he is the one to be out here. And looking good. He looks racy at times, and other times just out there learning, and that's all you got to do. But he shows up every week, and we can't thank Robert Cochran enough for doing that and for all his service with the naval or Navy that he had. And then there's number 69, Bradley Hunt. Bradley Hunt usually starts in the back. I think he's just one of those that kind of just happens to come out, race, just have a good time, and but he's another Mission 22. He's got something very important on that hood in the United War Against Veteran Suicide in the Mission 22 car. As you see him get lapped by Alonzo King there. So he had a little bit of issue earlier. I think he spun. He might have had to go to the pit, maybe had to tow, and maybe that's why I put him a lap down. But good to see everybody out here and racing tonight. Said showing up is half the battle. So back looking at that number 69 car, Andrew Business. These guys, there's Ryan Shelton. Just he is in his own zip code. He's coming up on lap traffic now. That was our lap 9 of 50, so almost a fifth of the way through the race here. Coming up on Robert Cochran, and so Robert's just hanging out there. He's really not doing anything wrong. He's just running his line. And like I said, this is a tough little race course for sure. So if you're not any type of road course racer, there's a few of us that aren't, obviously.
Cleaning some cones off the track there at pit entry.
Yeah, that's one of his lines. If you go inside with him, maybe we take a lap around here as we go down into kind of the start-finish line here. And here's Ryan Shelton at the start-finish line, and we're going to go down into turn number 1 uphill. He's in third gear, going to drop it down in the second. Kind of ease on them brakes, get through that first right-hander, then it's going to go up the hill and then down the hill. And here's where the car can get upset as you bottom out right there. As you can see him chase that car. And then you're immediately turning right back right again. Third gear, and then it's hard on the brakes here. You're going to drive it down. Ooh, he got on that inside line a little bit too harder than I'm sure he wanted to. And another one, you're going to come on the gas, stay in second gear, come down, then you're going to come out of this through the S's. And you're just aiming for wherever you see those little black strips. That's where you're aiming the car at, trying to maintain control. As you can see, he is not full throttle. He is just kind of easing through the gears, trying to keep that car straight. Up, down, around, through the S's, coming out of turn number 10 right here. That right-hander where he's going to come down. It's going to be a hard right here. Is in fourth gear. And then right here, he's going to clip them cones. The poor cone guy's got to go out there every lap, pick them back up, put them up there. So, and then down through the carousel and then back around. And that is 1 minute and 16 seconds and 1 lap around Sonoma, California. So that's what these guys are facing tonight. And so that's probably one of the best out here to show you how to get it done. And good to see Ryan out here. I know he's had quite a bit of struggles for a few weeks. Promised somebody a win, but just didn't fall to fruition. But real life is definitely more important, as we see. Ooh, that was almost dangerous there. Alonzo King now getting around Ryan Walter. They almost clipped. But yeah, Alonzo King, he seems to be putting down. He's not giving up his lap time. I mean, at 2 seconds behind Ryan Shelton, he's still leading Devon, Zimmerman, and Ethan Thompson. So, I mean, for a guy who comes out here, putting it in second spot, and really, I haven't heard anything. He's been very quiet. We haven't really watched too much of him, except for a little bit here and there. But, yeah, I mean, he's got this course figured out. He's looking really smooth as well.
You see the gap he's opening on the lap traffic there. I mean, that car, very dominant car. You see, he actually makes a lot of large gains on Ryan Shelton as well on different segments of the track. I think Ryan Shelton, with the lead he has, might be going into cruise control, might be trying to conserve a little bit. And Alonzo King, Junior King, not conserving at all in some parts of the track.
Right? And that's pretty much what it is, Brian's got to save tires, and he's got plenty of time out there. And it's about 12 seconds in between Ryan Shelton and second place of Mr. King there. So, somebody gets off track. I'm not sure. No, that might be somebody just letting Ryan by there.
Nope, I lost him.
Back to... We've got the blimp cam out there, so Kind of
So
our own little drone out there, just trying to take it easy. But yeah, there's I look above Sonoma here as Ryan Shelton just going through those S's. You can just see how really quick he is through those S's.
and we flipped the camera now 20 seconds back. Alonzo King technically on the same section of racetrack.
Yeah, he's just coming into the S's, whereas Ryan's going out. Looks like somebody.
Oh,
Ooh, just missed. Ooh, that was close. Looked like, is that Bradley Hunt? Ooh, as he gets around. Oh, caught him by surprise. He looked like he just missed that S come out through the thing. But yeah, there you go. Or is that
that could have ended poorly.
Bradley Hunt? Oh, his car is all tore up. So yeah, it looked like he hit the inside line. Just got off track, just missed the S's, and right here, I mean, ooh, that was close for our second place guy. So that thing just scared him more than anything and just got him around. But yeah, it sneaks up on you, that's for sure. So, and anything out there in YouTube chat? Guys enjoying the race out there tonight, watching Ryan Shelton just basically put on a clinic as Lance King is running them down. Devon Zimmerman, Ethan Thompson kind of got spread out. Ethan Thompson, though, and Andrew Bisnet might be the one to watch right now. That might be a race that we can keep an eye on for a little bit, as these two are within a second of each other, and that's for fourth and fifth, as Devon Zimmerman did get around Ethan and started to open up that gap a little bit. He's 9 seconds behind Alonso and 33 seconds behind the leader. We're definitely going to have one pit stop tonight with these guys. But what's the strategy going to be? Is it going to be 4 tires and fuel? It's going to be fuel only. It's going to be 2 tires. I mean, we don't know what these guys are going to call, how they're going to proceed. They do have one quick repair. They know if you're going to take tires, it's going to be slippery for the first few laps. So you're going to lose position or lose time before you gain it back up. So is it worth taking those tires? 42 laps on fuel. So it's only an 8-lap stint on older tires. I think I'd probably go with that. I don't think you're really going to lose too much. That way, at least you know what you have when you go back out on the track and you're not fighting it or losing
Yeah.
any more position.
I think absolutely. When you see some gaps like we see in the field right now, it doesn't hurt to take all 4 tires. I mean, you will lose a little bit of time, but not enough to hurt you in the long run. If they were a little tighter, I would say maybe you could gamble on tires. Tires do really well in the next gen car. Fuel is a must. Oh, so many decisions to be made.
Too many, right? Too many decisions. As Bradley Hunt's coming back on track. He got his quick repair, so that car is all back together again. Now he just got to maintain. He should have enough gas to go to the very end, so just keep it out of trouble. We may be able to get, something at it tonight. It's not over yet. There's got 15 to 50, so we got about 35 laps left tonight. And Biznet has caught Ethan Thompson through the S's here. And Ethan looked strong earlier holding off Devon Zimmerman, but he's starting to fade just a tad. Not a lot, but he's not. And Biznet seems to be maintaining that pace. As these two are going to battle it out going down through the carousel. Same spot. And that's pretty much where Devon got the run. I think that may be the spot where you're going to get most of your time made up. If you can hit that carousel just right, drive underneath the guy around him, maybe push him up a little bit, and get him out of that rhythm.
Yeah, a lot of the time made up in road course racing is you versus the track, so you really got to optimize your own braking points and where your car is better. And oftentimes, because it's driver versus track, that's somewhere different than where the other driver is better. So you see those big braking points, that big hairpin turn, some of these really quick braking turns, like right here going into 4 with those bumps on either side of you. Those are where these drivers are really going to make up time on each other.
And there, Biznet just outbrakes Ethan getting into that turn. But is he going to give it up through the S? Because I believe this is where they caught up last time, didn't it? We caught him up right here last lap.
Yeah, and then
They're
we saw
about the
Ethan
same
walk
gap.
away. Ooh, Andrew Bisnet a little loose there.
He's heating them rear tires trying to catch up. And I'm not sure, maybe got to be careful though, because if you heat those rear tires up and you're going to try and lean on them, they may not be there when you really need them the most. So
Let's see here as they come around the big old horseshoe again.
Looks like Ethan's got a bit of a gap, so his net might have hurt his tires a little bit. Maybe overheated them, just sliding them. But man, Biznet is definitely outbraking Ethan in 2 or 3 turns.
Yeah, there's several corners where Andrew does seem to be getting some gains here as we watch from the helicopter cam.
It's going down 3 and then 4 and then down that short shoot. And that's kind of a, here's another hard braking down. And Andrew's not getting all the track, but he's just putting it right out there. And then here is where he outbroke him last time, and then got a little bit loose coming through here. Car broke. Yeah, Ethan's just running his line. He's just doing his thing. So we're 17 in him. So in 8 more laps, we'll be going halfway. Looks like Andrew Bisnet is starting to have more internet issues this week as we see him blinking out. That happened a few times last week as well. Probably happened for about 2 or 3 good solid minutes, and then it was solid the rest of the race. So hopefully nothing will happen to Andrew as he is blinking in and out.
It's funny, as often as Biznet has the connection issue, I don't think it's ever been a problem in a race yet. I think he recognizes it and just kind of, I'm going to hold my line. I'm going to stay close, but I'm not going to do anything until this figures itself out.
Right, and Ryan Walter just fell out. So Ryan Walter maybe had a tough night as he got around Ethan, but he's still blinking out. That's got to be tough for Ethan right now because Ethan doesn't know where he's going to blink back in at. See it right there? That's tough.
Yeah, you can kind of predict.
On a road course. Ooh, oh. See, he was on the inside and then blinked on the outside. So yeah, Andrew needs to get that under control because that's definitely going to throw off Ethan Thompson's rhythm. Because you never know where that car is, you know what I mean? Like, he could be right on your bumper if you get a good enough run and outbrake him. So
right, like you can think, you can try to predict what Biznet's going to do there, but if something unexpected happens,
yeah, see right there,
I tried to watch Biznet. I apologize out there in YouTube land.
That's just blinking out, and that's what we're going to have a problem. So, like I said, it lasted for a good 2-3 minutes last week, and then he went solid again. So I'm not sure there's something. I know he was trying to get some internet issues taken care of, but that's the only bad thing about iRacing is those issues. You could have a good night going, and then something happen, and weather, and you never know. Internet, got to rely on that technology. That's
well, that little bit of lag spike did create another heated battle for us to watch here at Sonoma.
Yeah, because I think Ethan, like I said, when he started blinking out, he was behind him and then came back out in front of him. And I do believe that blinking had a lot to do with that. Just because Ethan didn't know where he was, and that definitely plays with your sight as you're trying to see and your mirrors and everything else as your visuals, as you're trying to race somebody and, because you're trying to predict where they are. But if they blink out, you don't know. Well, and then to come back in odd spots, it doesn't help either.
And to give that a real world equivalent too, that would be similar to like a car driving down the track and his fenders flapping, or you see his hood's about to flop up, right? You don't want to press the issue too much when you know there may be something happening right very soon in the future.
Right, or getting behind a Mack truck and then the Mack truck moves out of the way. Or do you ever go behind somebody and you're following like a big truck and you can't see in front of you, and then at the last second they move over, and then right there is somebody. It catches you totally by surprise because you're not expecting it.
No, sir. I'm a very safe and attentive driver.
I'm glad you are, sir. I have been all over this country and it's happened numerous times. But I'm sure everybody else knows out there. When you're out there and you're behind somebody and then all of a sudden they move over out of the way, and then you're expecting something, but you don't know where to expect it at, and it's coming up a little bit faster. It kind of throws you off a little bit, and you're slamming on the brakes, but maybe you didn't have to that hard. That's kind of what's going on right now. As we see Ethan Thompson and Bazek around. Mr. Vosberg there is running 7th, so there you go. Bradley Hunt, Robert Cochran are in the pit right now, as we saw there in that pit shot.
Yeah, I confused Robert Cochran's paint scheme with Bradley Hunt back there. All the white.
And it seems like Andrew's internet issues have been taken care of, as now he is been solid for the last couple of laps. So now,
Yeah.
just like Indy, should Andy give back Ethan that position because he blinked out and didn't know where it was? Just saying,
Well,
like NASCAR rule,
did
NASCAR rule.
did Andy know?
I'm sure, I would hope that Ethan would have told him. Or I would have hoped somebody would have told him, but you never know.
Yeah,
But
that's very true.
but right now, I mean, you're talking what Ryan Shelton's just putting. He's now got 30-second lead over Alonzo King. There we see Ryan take a lap with Ryan around here as he can just. He is very smooth on that pedal. I mean, just look how smooth that car is around this track.
And
Good to
you
see
really
Ryan out
you
here
really
again.
haven't seen him wane a lot. I don't feel like he's pushing the car all the way to its limits, but at the same time just incredibly fast.
He's consistent. He is consistently in the 115s. I mean, so when you're doing that and you're taking it easy and you're still doing 115s, then we need to put him in a league where we can start winning, getting money from him.
Sign me up. I'll put my name on that car.
Right?
I think somebody's already claimed that spot though.
Absolutely. So no, Ryan's got a nice healthy lead out there. 30, just about 27, 28 seconds over Alonzo King, who has had a great night tonight. There's Alonzo in the number 80 machine. Good looking purple and black car. Can't tell who that sponsor is. It's kind of like, who was that sponsor on the car? Can you see,
Let me
Tommy?
see. Let me see if we can get in there. Oh,
Something Motorsports.
Dark Tempest. Hold on. Let's see if we can get a look at the back of it. No, that's too far away. There's the one. Dark Tempest Motorsports.
Dark Tempest Motorsports.
Looks good either
Yeah.
way. The colors are beautiful.
Yeah, the colors are good. We just need to brighten up that, get that sponsor shining a little bit so we know who it is on the car. But no, he's coming out here doing a great, great job. Like I said, anytime anybody shows up, somebody like Alonzo, who we don't really race that much, there's a good little shot of the quarter panel there. Dark Tempest Motorsports. And anytime that we get any of these drivers out here, it's great to see them out here and pay homage to them and thank them for their service by highlighting them here on the Monday Night YouTube
Absolutely.
TDR Veteran First Responders League.
Back to third
And
place with Devon Zimmerman coming around corner 4 here.
yeah, Devon's about 15 seconds behind. He's been kind of maintaining once he got around Ethan. That's about where they were. It was about 12, 13 seconds when he got around Ethan. Kind of just maintaining that speed now of Alonso. So we'll see if there's any fall off from Alonso or if Devon can pick anything up. But he's just out there riding around and just trying to make up some time. There's Ethan Thompson, who's now riding fourth, and we've been watching this battle a little bit on and off here as we see Ethan Thompson got back around Andrew Bisnet for that position for fifth. So fourth and fifth have now swapped back again as Ethan gets that run. I wonder if they heard us and they gave him back that position just because of that issue. I'm not sure. But
That's the real broadcaster's curse. Having to follow the rules.
I'm not sure if it's just a rule. I mean, it would be a gentlemanly rule since, but it's racing and these guys are pretty much going to do what they're going to do. So if you got around them one time, and I'm sure you can get around them again. And they still got pit stops coming up. 23, almost halfway through this race in 2 laps. So we got 23 of 50 down in the books. And these guys are just hanging out near a second near each other. And looking really racy and really good going in there for the fourth and fifth position. That's the battle on the track right now. Back to Brian Boyd, who's running in our 6th position. That Mission 20, the red Mission 22. He's got that out here tonight. Took the Sergeant Hot Pockets off of there tonight and put back on his Mission 22 scheme. So, but it's good to see Sergeant Hot Pockets out there putting down some laps, getting some time in. Running 6, I mean, either way, you're guaranteed a top 10 tonight if you look at it that way in points. And anytime you get a top 10 in points, in my book, that's a win. So definitely looking good. And there's Captain Paul Vosberg in the Smokey the Bear car. And good to see Captain out here again tonight. No, he's got a lot of support out there.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
And Jessica, we love to see our guys out here. And part-time driver, we love to see him become a full-time driver. Maybe next season or the season after, he can rearrange so he can be out here full-time. He has been running a lot of races lately, and I think they did say that they were trying to go full-time here, trying to get Monday nights off just for this. That says a lot when people revolve their schedule around coming out here and running with these guys. So we thank
Absolutely.
them absolutely, and we thank the company as well, and all of the guys that are out there supporting Captain Paul Vosberg to give them that opportunity to cover a shift, come out here and race. We appreciate it. We love all you guys out there. So keep up what you're doing and stay safe. Can't say enough about being a firefighter out there, especially wildfires. They are so unpredictable. And, that's one of those things that I don't know if you ask anybody if they'd much rather go to a firefight or to an actual gunfight. I think I would take the gunfight over a firefight any day because they're just so unpredictable.
Absolutely.
But good to see him out here. We move back to Robert Cochran's been in the pit for a little bit. Ryan Walter fell out,
Yep.
and Bradley Hunt's been having a tough time tonight. But we're back here watching Ethan Thompson, and
I think Bradley Hunt just came off pit road. Uh, yeah, it looks like he just came off of pit road, and then we still got the other guy sitting there, and then Ryan Walter, connection issue was out.
yeah, it's unfortunate for Ryan that he went out early. But if Bradley can get up there, maybe he can get in that position and get ninth. So, hey, a position is a position, a point is a point. No matter how
Absolutely.
you get it. So that's for sure. This is a good little battle going on. This has been several laps now as we're officially halfway through the race. We got 25 down, 25 to go. We should be coming up on pit stops probably within the next 10, 15 laps. I'm not sure who's going to take it out. Now, here's another thing. What would be easier for these two if you were running in this position and you had to pit, right?
Mm-hmm.
To go to the end,
Mm-hmm.
would you pit, take fuel, and then take your chances on coming out, or would you pit with the guy
I'm
going there?
going, me personally, I'm going with the guy. I practice pit stops. I'm pretty good at them, and I like beating people on pit road. I really enjoy passing someone at 45 miles an hour. I'm going with the guy.
So you're going with them.
Absolutely.
Okay. As we see Ryan Shelton now coming up on the fifth spot to put them a lap down. So Ryan is just there's Ryan as he's back out there, and he is just somebody needs to put a tow link on the back of Ryan's car and then just put it in neutral and have him tow you around here. But no, Jessica just chimed in and said the engine is currently fighting a McKinney fire in Northern California. We're super grateful for all the crew and wish them the best on night shifts. Absolutely. It's a blessing to be there tonight and every Monday night. That it works out that we can be. Absolutely. Jessica and Paul, thank you very much. Thank you, like I said, for everybody. And we're thoughts and prayers are with those fighting the McKinney fire in Northern California. May they stay safe, keep that engine safe, and definitely with you guys. So hats off to you.
Yeah, 100%. You
As we
gotta
see
wonder.
Ryan,
Well, I was gonna say you gotta wonder how hard Ryan's gonna press the issue here, knowing that these two are battling for position as well.
okay, Ryan's got this. He has the speed. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so that answers that question for you right there. So Andrew didn't take your advice, Tommy. He's going to go by himself, come down, and he's going to split the race. So now 2 tires, 4 tires, no tires, gas only. So, but he was running up there in the fifth spot. Let's see as it comes down that long pit road. Kind of a weird pit road to get down here. Normally you're on pit road as soon as you pull off the race course, but here you kind of go around that little turn. He's going to get tires. 2 so far. 4. Okay, he's getting 4 tires and fuel. Now, don't forget, the tires are going to be slick for the first couple of laps. So when this all shakes out, it's going to be interesting to see where Ethan shakes out. Is he going to take tires? Or is he just going to stay on fuel? As we see Captain Paul Vosberg go around Andrew Bisnet. They're coming out of the pits. So 23 laps to go. As Paul's just going to move over and let Andrew go by since he's on the fresher tires. But kind of got to be careful because this is in the very beginning of the race. These first few laps is going to be very tricky. Because now Ryan Shelton gets around Ethan Thompson. Ethan spins the tires coming out, got a little bit loose, so that's gonna be an interesting strategy how it all plays out as we're watching these two. It's about on 4th and 5th right now. Devon Zimmerman, Alonzo King is also in the pits. So King came into the pits right now. So he's splitting the race. So a lot of guys are not going to take this all the way out and take fuel only. Alonzo King came in. Andrew Bisnet was in. Cochran was in. We know Bradley Hunt has been in a few times. I don't think Paul came in yet. Paul's on lap 26. No. So Ryan's on 29 pit run. Devon Zimmerman 28. Ethan Thompson on 28. Alonzo King pitted. Andrew Bisnet did pit. Brian Boyd did pit 2 laps ago. And Bradley Hunt's on 4-lap fresh tires. So that's how it shakes out right now. Ryan Shelton putting down the last lap was a 118. So he slowed down 3 seconds, but I think that's because he was getting around traffic as well. So we'll see if he can pick that pace back up as we see him just get off. But that's got to mess up your rhythm a little bit too, trying to get around lap traffic. As once again, he knocks that cone out. I think he's just playing catch with the guy over there, putting the cones back every lap. Because you got to put them back. He'll come back around and put it back up for another pot to hit. So he's going to owe at least half of what he earns tonight to that guy picking up the cone and putting it back on the track for him to hit every lap.
What's that job pay? I could do that.
Right as we watch Devon Zimmerman, who is just about a minute behind Ryan Shelton. Ryan just put down a blistering lap of a 1:14.892 on a 30-lap run. Wow, that's flying 100. So 1:14 puts down the fastest lap of the race at lap 30.
Yeah, I think at this point everyone else is gonna need Ryan to tow. Just putting on a clinic here.
Yeah, he is. I mean, this is like Ryan's definitely showing everybody how to get it done. And lap traffic is just, as we see him go by Brian Boyd just kindly moves over, knows he's got absolutely no speed for Ryan Shelton. I mean, Ryan's just throwing down these laps. There you go. So, he knocks 2 of them that time. So we should start can make this a drinking game. If he hits 1, you take 1 drink. If he hits 2, you take 2. You don't take a double.
I'm way ahead of you in wine country.
There you go. Beautiful Sonoma, California. You ever been out to Sonoma?
Nope, I've never been to the West Coast.
Never been out there?
No, on the bucket list though. I've been just about everywhere else. I've been as far as Arizona.
Okay. Well, California is nice. It's beautiful. I was in Los Angeles. I was in San Diego out there. So very beautiful.
I don't think they've let me bring my truck there. It's got one of those V8s in it.
Well, there you go. Now you can take it out there. You'll be fine. Sister Sugi Sharon chimes in. Ryan is kicking butt. That's like the understatement of the day. Kicking butt. He's more like
I think we would
shredding the field.
We would call this a spanking.
A spanking, yes.
This is a spanking.
Big time. Okay, so Alonzo King did pit, so he was running second, now back in third after his pit stop.
Yeah, showing him in third. I don't think we'll get the actual number until he cycles through to the line one more time.
He's behind him in at 3.
There's the gap to Alonzo King and Devon Zimmerman.
Right.
About half a track.
Zimmerman, and right now, looks like Ethan Thompson just was in the pit. So Ethan just pitted, got his service. And after it all shakes out there with about 3 laps, 3 or 4 laps in between the pit stops. They're kind of right back where they started from. They only
Amazing how
taken
that
4 tires,
works.
taken 4 tires and fuel, and I'm not sure what Ethan took, but we didn't really watch his stop. But yeah, they're right back into that gap. So I mean, that seems to be about the battle tonight. These two seem to be about even. But you never know. That could be another position as we see Bradley Hunt just out there battling his way. But hey, he moved up to 9th spot. So a lot of credit to Bradley Hunt. He moved up 1 spot tonight, getting to that ever crucial point. Every point matters.
Every point
Every
does
point matters.
matter. And with 19 to go, there are still several points on the line for 7 more laps.
That's right. Ryan Shelton, I think, is going to earn the most amount of points tonight, getting the pole, leading the most amount of laps, and taking home the win. So he's going to maximize his points tonight, taking it away from Devon Zimmerman and Ethan Thompson. Right now, Alonzo King is breaking that up a little bit, and that could be very crucial throughout the course of the season. However, Devon Zimmerman did not pit. If Devon just takes fuel only, and those other guys took two, there's chances are that he, Ethan Thompson, and Andrew Bisnick could be battling it out as well.
Yeah, and Alonso
So
King, if you look at Ryan Shelton's lap times, Alonso King being scored a lap back, he's really not that far behind Devin Zimmerman. Wait a minute. Well, I never was good at math.
we'll let the pictures tell the story for that one there.
That's right. It's worth a million words, right?
Absolutely. Jim chimes in. Ryan is a machine on road courses. You got that right. He may actually be what we call the alien or the AI technology. So now we know how to get around here. You just run those cones over going into that corner because that seems to be what's giving him. You know how you hit those the bonus coins in like Mario Kart, which make you go
Mm-hmm.
faster? He may be hitting them, and that's where he's getting his speed from. Just running them over, picking up that extra speed.
They're like,
Give
good
him that
luck
turbo
cones.
boost going around. No, but Ryan Shelton, he is absolutely just putting on a road course clinic right now.
Yeah, and lap after lap, I mean, just some flawless driving here. I haven't seen maybe one or two small mistakes out of him, maybe touching some dirt here and there, right up there to the wall, over the rumble strips.
Bring it down here through the S's. Just, I mean, puts it right there on. And this is what the training does. This is what you get when you spend a lot of time racing. And he used to race I was talking to him a little bit. He raced the V8 supercars for
Mm-hmm.
like 3 years, just on strictly on road courses. So he's used to handling those tough cars around, super fragile handling tracks as he's going to come in for his pit with 17 to go. I am quite surprised at this move, to be honest with you.
Me
Just by
too. I
talking
switched
to
to
him,
left front suspension camera just so that we could capture the cones flying away from him.
and he goes in the pit.
And he goes in the pit.
No, but I thought he would at least take it out to maybe lap 40, 10 to go, and then just take fuel only. I don't see him going with tires, just from what he was mentioning earlier um, in the pre-race down there on pit road. He mentioned that tires weren't really that much of a help for him. He thought
Yeah.
he was going to lose time, and no, it looks like no tires. There it is, fuel only. So he's just going to take fuel to the end. As Alonzo King goes around Ryan, he's going to get his lap back the hard way. Devon Zimmerman right now is the only guy who did not pit. So Devon Zimmerman is the only one out there right now that has not come to pit road. And when you got that much of a lead, oh, as here he comes right now. So he's going to go right behind Ryan as we say something. There he goes, taking that McConey home. When he press car down, pit road for his services. Now, is he going to get tires or is he just going to get fuel?
This is a long pit road, isn't it?
It is a long pit road. Well, actually, because you got to go around that.
Yeah, it's the hairpin entry. It's like the exit at Laguna Seca.
Mm-hmm. So no mistakes this week, but it's fairly easy not to make any mistakes here because you're pretty much at speed by the time you get around that corner. Looked like he just took fuel as well.
Mm-hmm.
So no tires, fuel only. So these guys are now good to go to the end. 15 to go. Ryan Shelton's going to maintain that lead. Devon Zimmerman, Alonzo King are right there near each other, and that's a battle for a second as Andrew Bisnet, who is shown 2 laps down. Did he get a speeding penalty because he was battling with Ethan Thompson?
And I did see him. He was exiting pit road the same time as Devon Zimmerman. And
Oh, he
Bisnet's loose.
spun. He spun in front of Alonso. Did he come down for another pit stop?
Maybe he took tires by mistake on that one. That was
Because he just,
interesting.
yeah, he just came out of the pits again. So something had to have happened. That's going to leave Ethan Thompson all alone there in the 4th spot with no competition whatsoever. As now we see a good battle going on here. Ooh, there you go. Ryan Shelton just
Gave
pushes
Devon the lucky cone there.
Evan right out the way. Gave him the, yeah. Let's see. Nope, it's not the bonus speed because Devon didn't get that extra bonus push, but you got Ryan Shelton fighting along Alonso and Devon, who are fighting for a position, and Ryan is pretty much on a lap all by himself because Alonso just got his lap back because he was lapped as he went in, and now Ryan, you just see him pushing that car. Gonna try and outbrake him down here into turn 5. No, turn 6 and through the S's. Gonna just back off a little bit. Try and dive underneath, going right there into the entrance of the S's.
Alonso's
So
not giving it up.
no, Alonso's kind of fighting right there, just keeping him behind him, kind of running his line. And that's actually holding up Ryan Shelton a little bit. So he's going to come out of the S's down into that sweeping turn number 10, down into turn number 11. There we go. There's Ryan Shelton's going to take a different line than he was used to running, but stick it right there through the horseshoe and grab that position away from Alonso again to put the entire field 1 lap down. So Ryan Shelton is now officially put the entire field 1 lap down with 13 to go. And that last lap was a 1:15.860 battling with Alonso. So that just shows you how much, even battling somebody, he's still putting down faster laps than most of the guys out there. So what a race. What a race for Ryan. He's really throwing a clinic. But man, Devon Zimmerman and Alonzo King now, they had a good battle, and that's getting tighter. Alonso did pull it out. I'm not sure if Alonso took tires or not, and if he did, as we see Boyd just move over for the leaders here, try and let them go by before he picks back up speed. Didn't want to get in the way or cause any issues there.
That was probably the politest move I've seen in a long time. Just pull over, throw it in park while everybody comes on by.
Right? So now Alonso's going to try and chase down Ryan just to try and get his lap back so he can say he finished on, at least on the lead lap here with 13 to go. But Ryan's just putting on a clinic out here. And hands down, no 2 ways about it. Ryan Shelton has been the class of the field from the drop of the green flag from the time the gates even opened.
I don't even want to interview him. I don't know if
Speed.
we can fit his head in the studio.
But you got to give it to Alonzo King, Devon Zimmerman, and Ethan Thompson and Bisnet, because Bisnet and Ethan Thompson battled for a while. They were maintaining speed together. Devon Zimmerman, he didn't show too much speed at Watkins Glen, but definitely showing something here. I mean, he's definitely been working on his road course skills from the last time that we saw him at Watkins Glen. So definitely hats off to him for, the effort that these guys are putting on. And don't forget, they are racing for points. So every point matters. Whether Ryan takes the win or not, Devon still has to be in front of Ethan Thompson at the drop of the checkered flag here to maintain his points lead. Because if Ethan gets around him, then that means, it could flip-flop back and forth. So
Yep.
every point matters. Every point matters.
That's why I've left the
Are
camera on this wide angle here just to see kind of what the gap is with 12 to go. There's a lot of track left here to run down. Can Devon do it? I think Devon could, but Alonso King showed a lot of speed early on, so it's really on neither of them to make a mistake.
well, that last run, Devon Zimmerman was 2/10 quicker than Alonso King on that last lap. Let's see how well they come on across the line this time by. Alonso had a 117.559, and Devon Zimmerman came in at a 117.130. So he had almost 4/10 of a second on that last lap in lap time. So if this keeps up, there could be a battle for second here. As Alonso is, Devon Zimmerman are really just, they're putting on one heck of a show right now out here
Yeah,
in
they
Sonoma.
are. It may not be the race for the win, but there's always at least one race to watch out here.
Yeah, guys are just getting around each other and battling that. And it's a good battle because not only, like I said, is it for second, but it's also for points. And, the higher up in the leaderboard you are, the more points you get. At least that's what I was told. I couldn't tell you sitting from where I'm usually back, but it usually happens.
Seems to be gaining on
Devon's a
him little
lot
bit by little bit.
smoother. Yeah, he is a lot smoother than he was in the very beginning. We saw that hand's a lot twitchier. He's really smooth now. Don't really see too much jerking of the wheel back and forth. Car seems to be staying underneath of him. So taking no tires, I believe, was the correct option to go with because he was able to come out behind Alonso. Alonso wasn't able to really drive away from him. He's able to maintain and actually is a little bit quicker. As yet again, 3/10, so 116.612 from Alonso, and Devon Zimmerman puts down a 116.393. So he's about 3/10 quicker a lap. But Alonso just seems to be able to pull out at the key spots to keep that gap between him and Zimmerman. As they come into that tight turn number 5, down in the second, and you're going down that short chute, second gear, and slam on the brake. And these are a lot of these guys try and outbrake each other, try and get underneath of each other. And that's where Devon pulls up. He outbreaks him just a little bit. But down through these S's, it looks like Alonso may have a little bit of a smoother car. And that's where he maintains that gap and is able to get that run coming out of turn number 10. Right about here, turn number 10, that little sweeper to the right, heading down into that nice horseshoe. Turn number 11 jams on the gas, and here's where Devon can outbrake Alonso. I've noticed that on the tighter turns, Devon is outbraking Alonso, but Alonso is maintaining more pace on those open sections of the track. And right now, that's where he's starting to pull away from him, even though, and that time, actually, Alonso had a 16.020, and Devon Zimmerman came across the line at a 116.573. So that time, it was Alonso who had him by a half second.
Yeah,
So
it seemed like
there's where you
Alonso had one really good segment there where he kind of walked away Devon. Like, I think it was the final segment right before the start finish line.
Yeah, down through the S's into that turn number 10, you could just see him he's a little bit more smoother. The car isn't so jerky. He has a more of a straighter line through that section. And then, like I said, but those tight turns, that's where Devon is able to pull up to him. And he may be over braking it there. And maybe if he backs up his braking and gets more of a launch off, kind of like the F1 car, you have more speed out than you do going in. He may be able to make a little bit more time, but he was actually quicker than him for like 3 laps there. But yeah, coming out of turn 10, and there's where we saw last time that gap really gathered, but now Devon's really taking it down. I mean, he almost broke going into the barrel section, so he was hard on the gas there. And he is definitely chasing them down, so he's got him in his sights.
I think Devon's got the speed. The question is, does he have enough time?
And right there, Alonso bested him by 0.6 of a second there. So Alonso's starting to get back into the rhythm. Sees Devon there. I mean, we got 8 laps to go, so it is definitely go time. And this is one of the battles to watch out there. Because everybody else is maintaining. Maybe we should go through the field one more time before maybe these two get hooked up as Devon Zimmerman's chasing them down. As we see our leader in class of the field, Ryan Shelton, coming out here. McConaughey set up shop number 99 car, taking it from the green flag. just pulling out from the very beginning and just lapping the field. I mean, to do that at Sonoma with the classic move, he took out 2 that time. Those are with the drinking game. That's 2. That's a double for you. Back down into turn number 11, across the start finish line for 7 to go. So there you go. And then, of course, Alonzo King and Devon Zimmerman, we've been watching as Alonzo locks up the brakes right there going through that. And that's actually going to pull Devon Zimmerman a little bit closer to him. So maybe Alonso's starting to feel that heat, and Devon Zimmerman's just putting the pressure on, letting them know, hey, I'm here. And sometimes it's all it takes is just seeing a guy in your mirror getting closer and closer and trying to outrun him. And he's outrunning you as these guys are now swapping fastest laps because Devon last lap had a 17:4:59, which was just a little over a tenth quicker than Alonso at last lap. So this could be a race that comes down to the end with 7 laps to go. And there's Devon Zimmerman at Maconi Comb. And he's got his wife on the hood. He mentions that every time we see him up here. I think she does Japanese, right? She's a Japanese importer, does Japanese
Japanese
stationery,
pens, I believe.
pens, stationery, stuff like that. So, yep.
Something really good to get your wives for Christmas if you're out there listening.
That's right. Smiles will support the first responders who support you. And there's Ethan Thompson, who had a good battle going on earlier with Devon and then kind of maintaining his own little pace out there. But he's doing a really good job. 4 spot, really not losing a lot of time. So you would think, a lot of points out there, maintaining 4 spot. So he's going to come home with another top 5, barring if anything happens. But hopefully he can keep it straight for the next 6 laps and bring it home in the another top 5 position. And there's Brian Boyd, who's now moved up to 5th position, as it looks like Andrew Bisnet is back in the pits. But there's Brian Boyd bringing that 78 Mission 22 car as 5th position. So there's another one like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast. He just slowly is there. Every week he's getting there. And I think by the end of the season, if not beginning or middle of next season, we'll see him in the winner's circle for sure. Out here, as long as he sticks it out with the Vets and First Responders League. So good to see him out there.
Absolutely, I agree 100%.
And there's Captain Paul Vosberg. We've been talking about him quite a bit tonight. Excellent run for Paul tonight. He's got 6th position, pretty much wrapped up right now. So good job, Paul, bringing it out here, putting in laps, keeping it on track. Like I said, you never know where the things may end up, and right now he's 5 laps to go. All he's got to do is just keep it on the pavement, and he can bring home a 6th place position and definitely get some well-needed and well-deserved points. Good to see Captain Paul out here.
Yep. Andrew Bisnet still showing on pit road. Brad Hunt, the last car out there actively turning laps.
And Bradley Hunt, believe it or not, has just been having a rough night, slowly just staying out there, staying with it, hanging in there, and brings it right now. He moved up 2 spots in 8th.
Looking good.
He brought, so 8th in points. That's definitely going to help his chances. Andrew Bisnet, we saw him have a little bit of an issue. We saw him spin earlier. I'm not sure, he may have done it again. Maybe over pushed it a little bit. Maybe hit if you tap that inside on that turn number 5, that curb will definitely throw you, and it could maybe have hurt the car a little bit. So maybe you had to go in and get some repairs. But no, to Andrew Bisnet turning now 7th spot. So kind of a rough night. Was running up there, battling top 4 and 5, but like I said, you got to hang in there till the end. And then is that
Devon Zimmerman and Alonzo King up here.
Alonzo King. So there we go. So they're getting back around. We're coming back to Andrew Bisnet. I think we get Bradley Hunt and Robert Cochran.
Yep, we got him in there.
All right, so they're still out there. They're still running and having a tough night. All you got to do is just bring it home. But everybody's guaranteed a top 10 tonight, including Ryan Walter had connection issues. So every point matters. As
that
we
is
roll
the
down,
truth.
David May, 5th, works good for points. You're darn tootin' it works 5th. So, Brian's doing a great job. All that practice did pay off. Like I said, not for a win. But it's kind of like, you take an amateur. Ooh, Andrew goes really high. I guess he's trying to get out there.
I think that was on purpose.
He took it really, really high. A little higher for my taste. I would have gone a little bit up, but not that far. But no, you got Alonzo King, who has come out here, part-time driver. Don't really see him a lot, and then bringing home a second spot.
Yeah, and being pretty dominant too. Devon Zimmerman seemed to have his number there for a little bit, and I think Alonso's just kind of outdriven him. I don't think Devon's going to be able to make it there, and three to go is this time by.
No, when we left or last left them, they were kind of close. Devin was trying to outbreak them, but I think right now it's just maintain what you have. 3 to go. Devin Zimmerman sitting pretty, with the podium spot in third. Let Alonzo King just don't battle, don't hurt yourself because you got Ethan Thompson right there lurking, and points. That point, you never know at the end of the season where that point's going to fall. So as you see, Ethan just maintaining his line out there in fourth position, doing a great job. So yeah, I mean the top 3 guys that we normally have out here are now still running in the top 5, and they're doing a great job out here. So this is a tough track. Devin just can't seem to get enough of it, close that gap any more than he has on Alonso. Kind of maintaining that gap right now. See, last lap on the ticker, it was Alonso pulled a 1:16.709, and Devin Zimmerman a 1:17.177. So just got him by about 4/10. And once again, Ryan Shelton on with 2 to go, just put down a 14.973. So coming down towards the end, he seems to be getting faster than he is slowing down now. As he's coming up, and he's going to put Ethan Thompson another lap down. So just get to the bottom there. So coming up on the last lap here, and 2 to go. Ryan Shelton, just follow him around a little bit. Doesn't look like there's anybody out there as we see. Paul Vosberg and Alonzo King trying to get around Paul, but Ryan Shelton, we can go around with him for last lap to his victory lap. As he comes down, and how many cones? 1, 2. I saw 2. Did you see 2? I saw 2.
I saw 1.5.
1.5. All right. Well, that's only 1.5 shots there. As we're coming back down, and turn number 11 coming out, turn number 12. Take the white flag this time by. There's the flag throwing out white flag going down. Last time up the hill. Down into turn number 1 up the hill, or turn number 2. I'm sorry. This is in turn number 3 down the hill. And here we go. You're going to put it right on that line. Coming up on some traffic here. Swings it wide as we go down into turn 4, turn 5 right here. And then up through the S's, where it's just a matter of, now we're a half a lap away from getting the checkered and wrapping it up here in Sonoma. As we can't call it champagne, because that's from the Champagne region of France, but we can call it sparkling wine, can't we, Tommy?
That's absolutely right.
So he's about ready to spray that sparkling wine all over him. And the crew, as we roll around here, last time, going to take out that cone. I'm sure that cone boy is really happy that that's the last time I'll have to do that this race. Back around, up through turn 12, back to the checkered flag as we see Ryan Shelton take the victory here at Sonoma. Very dominating performance, puts on and shows why he is a road course ace out there. Flying Ryan Shelton from the Air Force, driving that 99 McConey setup shot. As here comes the battle for second right. Oh, Devon's got a nice little run coming up now. Alonso is going to take a little, he spins a little bit. Devon comes around. Is he going to take it? Devon on the last lap comes around Alonso. Devon Zimmerman's going to take second spot away from Alonso after Alonso spins it. What a race. Great camera work. What a great job from the crew. But Devon Zimmerman, wow, brings it home second over Alonso. Wow, Ethan Thompson is showing out of the race. Did he disconnect? What happened there? So, guys, it ain't over yet. They got to cross the start-finish line.
That was incredible.
So on the very last lap, Devon Zimmerman sets Alonso up just when we thought, oh, it was all over, and comes back to take second spot. And one heck of a finish there. Wow, that was an exciting finish there in between those two. As Ryan's just taking it around here. I mean, absolutely. Tina Miller chimes in, woohoo, go Devon. Devon, absolutely. I mean, talk about hanging with it. You know Ryan's having fun out there. He's going to tear that cart down. That ain't going
Yeah.
back to inspection. So if there was anything illegal, he's going to make sure the tape was torn off before he takes it back through tech inspection. That was just a little DQ joke there.
So I'm in an interesting predicament, Jay, where while I have all these fancy buttons with the cameras, I don't have any fancy buttons for the driver communications.
Sure thing. I'm sure we can get that taken care of for you. Let's bring our. Absolutely. So let's try and bring Shelton down here. Maybe. Maybe I got it too. Hold on just a second. It's been a while.
Yeah, you'll get
And
the hang of it.
I get the hang of it eventually there. I think I got our race winner, Ryan Shelton, dialed up. Ryan, this is Jay up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Gotcha, loud and clear.
Man, what a clinic you put on. Why don't you walk us through the race from the very start?
Um, it was it was a pretty easy race. Pretty chill for the most part. Um, just just made sure to keep it out of the grass, keep it out of the dirt, keep it off the wall, and seemed to work pretty good for me.
Well, you had a great race tonight. You really put on a clinic. You lapped the field. Putting down your fastest lap was like lap 35 or something like that. So at a 114, 083. So that was even quicker than you qualified at it. So we see you blow the engine up right there on start finish line. That was a good job. But no, great job. Got any sponsors you'd like to thank or anything?
Yeah, I'm just here. Thank you, Jesus.
We saw Andrew Bizek come in, take you away.
Luckily I wasn't holding the wheel. No, just big thanks to Maconi Setup Shop, putting together a good car every week, and just glad I'm back here racing. But no, the fastest lap, going back to that, uh, what's his face? Ethan had told me that I had to make a lap faster than Casey Kerwin, and I think it was like a 14:2. And so for the last 10 laps, it was just a qualifying session. And so
Well, you did
I
it.
was putting it together and put together the lap. So it drove well. It's weird. The tires here don't mean anything. It's just they just keep going faster and faster and faster. So hopefully iRacing fixes that.
Right, as we see Andrew Bisnet out there just trying to tear your car apart, making sure it doesn't pass post-race inspection.
Yeah, taking
So,
quite the beating out there.
Well, if there's no car to inspect, then you can't fail.
that's
I think
true.
Andrew's just trying to get some of your skills through osmosis there.
Yeah, something like that.
But no, absolutely great job tonight. Tommy, got anything for Ryan?
I was just gonna say congratulations. Pleasure running the cameras up here. You certainly put on a heck of a show. What was with the two cone thing? Is that like for good luck, or is that just like where the line is?
That's just where the line is.
Uh
The cones are out there. We got corner workers who are running out there risking their lives every lap. So
huh. This one's
I,
for them.
yeah, they need some airtime. But no, the cones is that's just my line. That's where I know where to hit it before I hit that the pit barrier. So I'd rather
Hey,
hit those in the pit barrier.
it's only crazy if it doesn't work.
So yeah, it's been it's it's been the line that I've ran for the last 10 or so years. So I'll continue running it.
Well, whatever it is working. It is working in great fashion. It worked in high fashion. Like I said, absolute clinic tonight. You really put on one heck of a show. Put on the fastest lap I think I've seen anybody run here at Sonoma. So great to see you out there. Great to have you back in the Vets and First Responders League. Thank you for your service. Thank you for everything you do. And hopefully we'll see you out here more.
Yeah, I know. Me too. It's a lot of fun coming out here racing. So hopefully we can make this more often.
Yeah,
You
let's make it a weekly thing.
Trust me, we're trying.
all right? I'm going to get your soda back down there with all the guys on there, so you can celebrate and
All right.
spread that sparkling wine, right? Tommy, is that what we called it? Back down
Absolutely.
there. So All right, Ryan, have a good one, bud.
I see.
So Ryan, yeah, I mean, he's calm, cool, collected. If I was running 14.9, if I was even putting down a lap, even half of that, like a minute 28, I would be happy.
All
Happier than
right.
that. Let's bring up our, let's see if we can get our second place dialed in, who made that amazing last turn, pretty much last turn, pass for the lead. So let's see if we can get him dialed up. Devon Zimmerman, Jay up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Devon, what a race to the end. You were battling Ethan early, and then that last lap pass to walk us through that one.
Yeah, just keeping the pressure on Alonso. Nice to have a new name here. Man, I'm tired. But yeah, at the beginning, I knew Ethan had the preferred lane at the start because turns 1 and there's the left-hander, but it's not really much. It's a nice fast one, so you can sweep around the outside, get the setup into turn 2 at the top of the hill. So he did that, got around me. I couldn't get back around him for a while. I had to be patient. Unfortunately, that patience kind of let Alonso escape. I knew I had no shot at Shelton. He's too fast at road courses, so the goal was second the whole time. So, but yeah, being stuck behind Ethan a bit kind of let Alonso get away a little further than I wanted to, and then it was kind of damage control, I thought. So, yeah, went in and did as many laps as I could. Still couldn't get a lap lead, but when we came in for pit stops, it looks like everybody took tires, but you're actually better on old tires, and the tires don't wear much after you get that initial graining off. So, took no tires, just fuel to get me to the end, and I was able to put in some monster laps at the end to keep the pressure on Alonso, and he ended up making a mistake in the final turn there in the hairpin, and able to get second. So I'll take it.
Yeah,
Were your
heck of a
hands
move at
sweating
the
just
end.
as much as we were sweating up here watching that? That was like one of the exciting finishes here at Sonoma. So I bet you were like on the edge of your seat when you saw that happen, didn't you?
Yeah, it was just keeping my foot down, though. I don't want to light the tires up or something. Like it looks like he tried to get on the power a little bit early to keep the pressure on and beat me to the line, and it just lit the rears. So being on older tires, that was what I was concerned with, getting off turns. So I didn't want to do that, so I just focused on my marks. I saw him, but I didn't know how close it would be to the line. My thing was just get the car to the line. So that's all I was focused on.
Right. Well, you got Extreme World Racing League out there. It says great stuff, Devin. It was great to spot for him and keep him in the race at the very end. So you had a spotter tonight?
Yeah, it's my buddy Emerson. He actually coached me here at Sonoma. He's a pretty decent road racer. So
Very cool.
yeah, he was coaching me a little bit throughout. Was it Friday and Saturday? I practiced a little bit. So he kind of was telling me a little bit of what, like he would ride along on a lap, tell me, okay, you're entering this one too slow, this one too fast. So I was trying to push it, to the limit as what the car could do. And I mean, I don't know how in the world the 114s are out there, but 116s are better than what I was doing in practice. And yeah, once you get on older tires, for some reason they just stick. And so this thing at the end was glued, and I could just floor it, and it would go. So I was happy with it.
Right. You also had another fan out there, Tina Miller, said, woohoo, go Cat, go Devon. So that was at the very end when you were trying to pass them for that second spot. But I know you got a bunch of sponsors you'd like to thank as well, too.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Yeah, McConey Setup Shop, of course. Thank you for them on board. Honey Press, -nc.com. Check out my wife's stationery stuff. She just got in some new adult coloring books that are really cool. One's Taylor Swift, one's everything 80s, and one's everything 90s. So some pretty cool stuff. Then, of course, Pit Stop TV, Whiplash Media, appreciate them. 100 and Anesthesia, Tank Racing. Appreciate all of them coming on board, as well as Curran Dental Labs, and of course you guys up in the booth, Back Charities, Tyler Daniels Racing League for putting on this great league. I wish I would have been a little bit more competitive for everybody to make it a little more interesting at the
Oh,
front.
you were plenty
But,
competitive.
No, you were plenty. You had us going for a while. So
maybe that race for second could be the race for the win. I don't know. It feels pretty good. At least I get a little bit of a buffer now
Well,
Maybe you
I
can have
figure
it
the
next to
next
the
road
Eagles.
course we'll
Yeah.
start Ryan a lap down.
Yeah, that might give us a shot.
No, it was great to see you out there. Thanks for coming out. Thank you for all your service, and look forward to speaking with you next week. I'm gonna put you down there with the guys so you can get that all straightened out and have a good night. And good to see you out there. And I guess we'll see you next week.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Our pleasure. Any chance you got Alonzo King down there?
I'm gonna look. I do not see Alonzo. He's back at his hauler, so he must be celebrating with his boys, loading up early. Took the helmet off, maybe going to showers. That was a tough little break there at the end for Alonzo.
Yeah,
But
he may not have wanted to talk to anybody about that. Sometimes
let's
those are the
see.
kind of mistakes you can beat yourself up about. Just last lap, one little mistake on exit, and could cost him a point.
I
Unfortunate,
got
but it was great to watch.
I got fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. I got pretty much everybody back.
Oh, you're doing my job. You're in control.
So, who would you like to speak to, Ethan or Brian?
Let's get Ethan up here.
All right, we'll see if we can dial Ethan up, see if I can track him down here. Move him up. And see if we can't talk to our fourth spot. Ethan, this is Jay up in the booth. You got a copy?
No, I'm not here.
How you doing, Ethan? I know it was a tough night for you, but you did look good. You had a nice little battle going earlier. Just tell us a little bit about your night.
I mean, I did about all I could do. In all honesty, not great at road courses. Um, I told Ryan it is a handful, literally. Trying to do gas and brake, upshift, downshift, all those corners with
Mm-hmm.
two thumbs, basically, for 50 laps. It's not. There's nothing easy about it. So
I mean,
my goal was just hopefully run decent laps and stay on the track, and I accomplished that. So it's, I mean, obviously, would I prefer to have been at least running with maybe Devon and Alonso? I mean, of course, but I mean, I still end up with a decent finish, so I'll take it.
yeah, I was just gonna say, finished where you started. You had a pretty good run out there. You did have some good battles as well. What's it like, the difficulty of having to deal with all those controls all at one time, having to use all the hand controls on the wheel?
I feel like it makes it a little bit more difficult
Oh,
to
just a little?
the
I couldn't imagine.
I know, right?
your braking zones and um, being the way you try to throw the car in and everything, because I have my throttle on the left and my
Hmm.
downshift is directly underneath, and then I have my brake on the right and my upshift underneath there. So basically, my throttle
That
and my
makes sense.
upshift
So you're,
are across from each other because
yeah,
I
you're.
can't have them both on the same side at the same time.
Oh, that makes
So
perfect sense.
so when you're going into turns and braking points, I mean, if I have my thumbs on gas and brake at this, I have them on at the same time. Granted, obviously, just so that way, in case you need it, you're there, even though you're not at the same
Yeah.
time. If I have throttle all the way down and I have to try to get my thumb all the way off and on the downshift button as fast as possible while
Right.
braking on the opposite side, and then of course you're trying to turn at the same time, so you're trying to make sure that your thumbs don't uh, your thumb go where they need to go, they don't come off, and then especially like in the turn 11 uh, U-turn,
Yeah.
like I can't even hold the brake down if I needed it at the same time, because what you're having to turn so much that
Mm.
I'm basically almost one-handing it while trying to keep my thumb on the throttle at the same time, just so I can try to get back into the gas when I need to.
Yeah.
Well,
So
Well,
it's a challenge.
heck of a hand dance you were doing there, because you finished well. I mean, you finished where you started. You qualified well. You finished ahead of some other guys that are pretty good at road racing. Andrew Bisnett, Brian Boyd showed up in fifth. So great job being out there. Are you looking forward to next week when we're back to all left-handers?
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to Kansas. I mean, we just raced there in the Cup cars last night in the Gas and Go series, and I was able to pull win out in that. So I feel pretty good about Kansas. Hopefully, I can duplicate the success that I had there.
Oh yeah, coming
Great.
off a win the previous week, you'll be one to watch for sure.
Absolutely. And Sharon O'Neill, another of your big fans, says, Ethan, you did great, and go get them next week. So Sharon's cheering for you for next week. And you absolutely did do a great job tonight bringing home fourth. Didn't let points slip away when a tough night of racing, especially you were wearing me out just talking about it, let alone trying to be out there and doing it. But no, absolutely. So you got some fans out there. You did do a great job out there tonight. And congratulations on bringing it home in fourth and not losing too much on the championship.
Yeah, fortunately, I was able to keep that, um, minimized as much as possible. I think it's only like a 3 point difference between, so it definitely could have been worse.
Absolutely. Well, as always, thank you. You have a couple of sponsors I'm sure you'd like to thank being on the card.
Yeah, Coney set up shop. Appreciate them being on board each and every week, as always. Um, and then got back charities and Tyler Daniels always giving them support for setting stuff up and making a good place to race. Um, Civil Air Patrol is not a sponsor, but I'm still, with this being the Vets First Responders League, I am. I've got them on the hood to show some support, give them some exposure, because everyone thinks military first responder, and obviously you got the main branches of the military, police, and fire. So not
Right.
many people even know who Civil Air Patrol is. So um, if I can give them some exposure, then that's always a good thing. And then of course
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
everyone that chimed in. I know I saw some of my normal buddies were in the chat, so appreciate them coming and
Yeah, Tay was
how
here.
much.
I'm sure Tay wants to hear the, what is it, the hay or something?
Oh, I'm sure one of them was looking for the whole, yeah, as always. So, um, and then thanks to Sharon as well.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to get you settled down there. I know it wasn't the position you wanted, but overall, I think you did a great night just maintaining damage control in the point system, and that should definitely not hurt your chances going the rest of the season because I think this was the last of the tough ones for you. So good luck next week and have a good week, and we'll see you out on track.
All right, see you guys.
Well,
Yeah, one of them nights where, like I said, damage control, everybody knew that going into it that Ryan Shelton was definitely the guy to beat, and Devon even admitted he was just racing for second, which he accomplished on an excellent last lap pass there.
oh yeah.
Uh, Alonso slipped up just a little bit, and that's why you're in it to the end. You can never give up, and that is why. It looked like he had a good little lead there when we were going through the field, came back to come in second. I mean, that was one heck of a race. 2 weeks in a row now, it seems that Devon Zimmerman has been Mr. Excitement, so we might have to add that to his title as well.
Yes,
Going through.
sir.
I believe we have one more. If you'd like to talk to Brian Boyd, he has a couple fans out there. We can bring Brian
Yeah,
down
yeah.
and get that's on some things and see what's going on. Hopefully, I can dial him up. Hopefully, he's still here. Let's see if I can run into him, catch him before he gets into that hauler. Brian, this is up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Hey, Brian. I know it wasn't what you were really, really hoping for, but a top 5 finish.
Good points.
You
That's
were
right.
doing great. Talk about damage control. There was a lot of stuff going on out there, and definitely hurt your night. Why don't you talk us through your night? You have a lot of fans out there. Terry Lloyd was out there pulling for you. A couple
Yeah,
other guys.
I seen him in there. So I got ran through. Well, not ran through, but I was quite a bit slower than the leader, and I slowed up a little bit more because I was trying to let him by, and he wasn't expecting it. He got me, but I was able to save that. And then Bradley coming off pit road, he didn't call that he's coming off, and I didn't notice it, and he ran me off the track, and I got to go airborne a little bit.
Oh no.
I saved it. I didn't hit the wall, but I got a 40-second penalty for cutting course.
Ouch.
Oh, that doesn't help. Yeah, that hurts. Well, you did tell them that you were Army, not Airman, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. And they still didn't listen, still gave you 40 seconds?
40 seconds. It. I served it. Fought back and caught Paul, passed him back, and then I think Biznet had a connection issue going on, so I was able to pass him and get fifth. And then I just settled and just didn't overdrive the car, didn't try to be a superstar, and took what I had.
Well,
Yeah.
as usual, you're proving yourself once again up there with the big boys in TDR for Vets and First Responders League. Devon, Ryan, Ethan Thompson, and your name is popping up quite a bit lately here. You're becoming one of the more emerging stars in the TDR Vets and First Responders League. I know you put a lot of time, a lot of effort, and we thank you for that.
A lot of practice.
A lot of practice in for these guys and first responders. And a lot of people don't know that's your own time, your own money that you put into helping these guys out, giving them the opportunity to get out here and put on the show. And to bring it home fifth, I mean, you got to be proud about at least bringing it home top five.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to add to the practice thing, I want to thank everybody that comes out, and I want to encourage anybody, even if they're not in the Vets League, they're welcome. I can't stress that enough. I mean, I put it all in caps. Even if they're listening to the broadcast, if you're not in the Vets and you want to come out and practice, and I put it up, come out. Ain't nothing saying you can't.
Yep. Turn some laps and learn something.
Right, and then you can actually see how these guys are without actually racing them on Monday nights, but you're out there practicing with them, and you can learn a lot, get to learn, get to learn more about these drivers that are out here, and we pay homage to you guys every Monday night. And once again, thank you for everything you do, all your service that you provide to this country, all your sacrifices that you give. But man, I'm proud of you tonight for bringing it home top five. I mean, you're definitely one I'm predicting within the next at least, if not by the end of this season, I'm predicting early next season, you're going to be in that winner circle, and we're going to be talking to you from the winner circle because you are definitely turning out to be one of the class of the field. Then I think we'll be calling you with Devon and Ethan soon.
Yeah,
Well,
for
I
sure.
appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. It means a lot.
And absolutely, Paul Vosberg chimes in. So thanks for the practice session, Boyd. So absolutely, Captain Paul. We love Captain Paul. Kind of love to see him out here. He's one of our part-timers and comes out here and puts that. He came in sixth tonight. So, I mean, guys.
He's always he's the first one in the practice as soon as it's up. Sometimes he beats me in there.
maybe we should start this race at 4 p.m. instead.
Right? No, but thank you for all you do. I'm sure you got some sponsors on the car you'd like to thank.
Absolutely. Mission 22, for them, doing what they do for the veterans that are in a dark place that feel like they're alone, uh, giving them the outreach and the ability to see the positive even in the darkest moments in their life. Maconi setup shops. I'm fixing to actually but they're open to the test at Michigan here in a few minutes.
So there you go.
And then back charities for everything that you guys do for us veterans, not on broadcast, not only on the broadcast, but for what you do away from the broadcast with the shots that you provide, just the giving the vets the ability to have an additional option when other things don't come to fruition for the vets.
Absolutely. Well, it's our pleasure up here in the booth. We can't stress enough. You guys put on an awesome show. You guys come out, and like I said, you're slowly becoming a superstar in this league. Keep it up. Glad to see you out there, and thank you for everything that you do as well for TDR, for everybody out there. I'm going to get you sorted back down so you can go do that race and enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you out on track.
Yes, sir. You have a great night, guys.
You too.
So yeah, I mean that's a class act right there. He came in and like I said, he's slowly becoming a superstar. We're slowly starting to see his name creep up. He's got a fan base out there.
His interviews are getting more refined too. That's how I gauge every driver is how well they interview.
Yep, and like I said, and just showing speed week in, week out. Everybody's just having a great season so far. You never know who it's going to be. But around this field up tonight, let's see, coming home first, of course, we all know Ryan Shelton, Devon Zimmerman squeaks out that win over Alonzo King in that exciting last lap pass. Fourth was Ethan Thompson. Fifth was Brian Board. We talked to our top five up here in the booth. Sixth was Captain Paul Vosberg. Thank you, as usual, for coming out. You had a great night. Good to see you out there and at least getting, close to that top five. Andrew Biznett had a good run going with Ethan, but then had a rough night at the end. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I know he had connection issues. We saw that throughout the broadcast. Hopefully that didn't interfere too much and put him back where he was at, but brought it home seventh. Bradley Hunt, good job on Bradley bringing it home eighth. I mean, he moved up top spot, 2 spots there. So that's 2 extra spots gained, bringing home eighth, getting that extra points. Robert Cochran, as always, thank you for everything that you do in the Navy or did in the Navy and being out here and just being a constant. We can always rely on that name and that number 90, Robert Cochran, Navy show, for coming out here every week and just putting on a show.
Absolutely.
Ryan Walter brings it home 10th. He had connection issues, I believe, because he went out really early. I know he was having a little bit of issues on track as well, so I hope that didn't deal with that. But
Yeah, had a lot of weather movement through the country tonight too.
yeah, and I don't think that helped too much with these. But no, I mean, it was a great race overall. There was a lot of great battles for position. Devon Zimmerman, Ethan Thompson just maintaining that, they were 1-2. So, I mean, the points kind of got out a little bit more than they should have, with Devon squeaking past Alonso there. But like I said, we're going to Kansas next week.
Yep,
And
race
that's a
number
track
9.
where Ethan Thompson won, as he mentioned in the Gas and Go series. So it's a place where he has a win that he's coming off of. And when you have a win, you got the momentum, you've got the confidence going into that race. So that maybe carry him over into another win tonight. Other than that, I mean, a lot of these guys, thank you for everything that you do. Sharon, thank you. She says, thanks, Jay and Tommy, for a good broadcast. Actually, we do this not only for you, but we also do it for us because we enjoy watching these guys
Yes,
and
we do.
calling them as well. And as we say, it's our pleasure to bring this to you. So,
The best job
Tommy,
in
I'm going to
iRacing.
let you take a few words here, and then I'll take us out.
Yep, we'll go ahead and send it out. One more shout out to backcharities.com, McConeySetupShop.com, Facebook.com/B.B Racing Wraps. Check out Tyler Daniels Racing at TylerDRacing.com or find them on Facebook at 25 Tyler Daniels Racing. And we never shout out Sim Racing Apps despite their logo being up there next to the banners. Big shout out to Sim Racing Apps for giving us some of the tools that we use here every night in the broadcast.
Absolutely. Sim Racing Apps has been with us it's a free service, and they deserve, they're out there.
Absolutely.
Anybody can get them. So absolutely, Sim Racing Apps. And that's what we use up here in the broadcast booth to bring this great racing action to you. So we know where everybody's at. iRacing.com. Thank you very much for putting on this excellent service, putting these guys together and making it about as realistic as possible for these drivers to get out there and experience being a real life driver without the risk of being a real life driver, and providing the opportunity for those like Ethan Thompson to put on a good show. I mean, that you wouldn't be able to see or you wouldn't expect to see. And other than that, Tommy, I think hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification button, hit the share button. If you don't like us, somebody else maybe will. So share us with whoever you can, however many people you can. And thanks for these vets, first responders, everybody that's out there. YouTube guys, we love you guys. Thanks for showing up and supporting this channel. So we will see you at the same back time, same back channel right here next week, Monday night, 8 o'clock. We will be in the middle heart of the country at Kansas, 1.5 miles. It's going to be high-speed action. These guys are going to get back together, and they should have another great race. So tune in, share it, and we'll see you all next week. From Jay and Tommy up here in the booth from Sonoma, California, we'll see you next week.
And we're done.